everybody. This is Christine Bertram, and I'm coming to you live from the Hive here with Bigger Tigger, who's currently giving you his exposed wares, and he's eating his feet. So I guess it's bath time, and if you didn't notice, he's in my chair. And I grabbed a different chair from over there because, so I'm a lot lower, so it probably looks really kind of weird. But that's because it's really hard to move the kittens when they are making cookie dough and bread dough and all those things on furry little blankets. And he's got the dreamy little eyes, and he just is like, "Mom, don't move me." So yeah. He stole my seat, so I had to get a different seat, and so that's why I was laughing so much, because he was actually like going at it with his cleaning. So it's good. He's a very cleanly kitten. So I'll move over so you can see him in action there. You definitely get lots of kitten sightings with him. Honey's upstairs currently napping, and Hunky Noodle is around here somewhere. But I did a showcase with you guys for the July classes on Friday. I got about a 15-minute later start than I thought I was going to, and then my mom and dad got here a little bit earlier than I thought they were going to, so I lost about a half hour, which is what I was going to use to do the past classes that I have extra, and I didn't want to rush through it, and I didn't want to make my parents wait anymore, so I thought I'm going to reschedule for today. And so I just wrapped up with Kelly. She was here working, helping me with things today. And I'm happy to say that we're getting caught up on things, which is always a good feeling. And we'll be getting ready for July. I've been getting emails from people, and just know that my goal is to make it through getting everything published from a class perspective. So getting the events created on Facebook, getting the cover photos updated, staging all the emails, getting stuff kind of prepped for the month. And then I'm gonna start switching gears and focusing on replying to class signups. So my goal, I did a pretty good job getting everything kind of staged. I think all I have left is game night to get that email staged, and also my beginners class. So that's what I'm gonna focus on after we're done with this video, and then I'll start working on responses and getting people signed up. We've got a window of time here between now and our ship date for July is the 15th. So I've got this whole week and next week that I can make sure I get back to people. So just know, if you send an email to cbcenroll@gmail.com, we have an email that is staged and prepped that is an auto response. So you'll get an email saying, "Thank you for contacting us. We've got your email." So you know, if you do email that, you'll get that automated response. Now, if you email me at chrismbbertram@msn.com, or if you email my Christine at cardsbycrispy.com, there's no auto response on that, because I use those for a lot of different things in my life, so I don't want to put an auto response on there. So just know that if you really want an automated response, definitely email the CBC Enroll, and then you'll know we got it. But also know that as long as you email the proper email address, it should come to me. I did, and I do get continuing people that email like chrismbbertram@msm.com, or they alter a letter and then they have problems, right? So just make sure you've got the correct email address, and then just know that emails come through. So, hey, Sherry Martin. Hello, Kelly. Hi, Paige. Hi, Bonnie. Zinneman. There's Judy Sharp. Hi, Karen Wetstein. Hi, Connie Moore. Hi, Wendy Tick. And there's Ramona. Hi, Mary Carls. And there's Sandy Coy Emery. Yay. So don't forget the thumbs up. You are correct. I'm going to go and do that right now. And I'm going to start. I did show some things last Friday of what is available yet, but I'm going to just make sure I show everything that is still available. I'm going to show you my phone, especially if you're newer to watching me and you don't know where to find things. I do have a website, and my website, I feel like I'm really small and like short in this because it's angling down, but that's how it is. So let me drop the camera down, and then we won't feel that way. So my email address is here. If you want to enroll for classes, it's here. If you want to use both of these email addresses and send them to me and to the CBC Enroll, that's perfectly fine too. And here's my phone number in case anybody ever needs to get in touch with me. This is my website, cardsbycrispy.com. And for the past classes, when you go into my website, there's a section here called resources. And underneath all the files and that kind of stuff here, that's where you'd find past available classes. So if it's listed here, it's more than likely available unless it just sold out. Like for example, I only have 2 left of the iconic celebrations. So if somebody takes one now and somebody takes one next week, I got to be on my A game and get it off of here. So that does happen. So always reach out asking if something is available. I think this changing leaves, I'm down to 1 now, so I got to get that updated. So just, you can ask for classes, but just know that as soon as I have a chance to confirm, I'll tell you how much to send for classes. So don't send money before you know if something's available, I guess is what I'm getting at my point. So this is where it lists all of them. And we're at a point for the order-based classes here. I'm going to move the Utterly Amazing up to that it can be paid for with a fee. So I do a quarterly order-based class once a quarter. And so once it reaches a 6-month point where I still have them available, I move it from an order-based class to a fee-based class. I might look at doing that sooner as well, but all of these, like the only one that is more current is Twisted in Time. So we might look at moving that one to a fee-based class sooner and maybe doing it on a quarterly basis. I have not updated the recent winners, you guys, since January. I'm a little bit of a slacker on that. There's only so many things you can handle in a day. So if you watch my video that I always do the first one of the month, that's where the winners are usually announced. So, all right, but that's where you can find it. And I am going to start with the Paper Palooza. So the Paper Palooza is, for the first time ever, I'm doing this event with Amanda Waldhart. And I've got all 96 of mine staged and ready to go. And Amanda has, I think, about a handful left. And what it was, it's basically a DSP sampler. So you get about 160 sheets of the 6x6 and a card kit for each designer series paper. So this is getting ready to mail this one out to Leslie here in about a month. And so we've got all this prepped and staged. And it makes 21 cards. And why I'm showing it to you is because Amanda has like a handful left, and I want to help her get hers moved out. So you'll be in the back end here too. I didn't show it. You get a ruler, and the ruler is a personalized ruler that says easily distracted by crafting. So there's that in there. So we ran this like an event, and I'm just going to roll through the cards really quick. You get 1 of each. I just have 2 samples of all of them. So, and you'll go away with 21 different cards for the Palooza. So I just wanted to share with you that in case you're on the fence, or if you were on the fence and you thought I sold out, I did. But Amanda knows, and she's seen the box, so she knows. Oh, here, see, I did these, one with that pattern and one with that pattern. So there we go. And then there was Meant to Be, and there was the Irresistible Blooms that you could use different papers. We had the Lovely Garden, and that was Floral Impressions. And so you get 1 kit for each designer series paper, and you'll be able to make 21 cards. So that was that black and white paper, and then that was the turtle paper. Celebratory Sips had some paper, and then Today Marks an Adventure, and then the Blooms in Floral, or Florals in Bloom, and then the Brights. We had the In Colors, we had Subtles, we had the Boho Vibes, and then we also had, the last one here is the Kintsugi. So you would make 21 cards with the event, and you would just need to supply your own stamps, inks, and adhesives. It came with a prize patrol. It came with a thank you letter, an attendance gift that included some chip clips, and then one more pillow gift. So it was a nice little box that you'd get in the mail. And the cost on that was $120 plus shipping. And at this moment, Amanda will have hers ready to go in August. And I know that she had about 5 left. So if anybody was still on the fence about that, don't hesitate to reach out. I can help get that coordinated. All right, so that's the Palooza. We loved it, you guys. The Palooza was a great event. We plan to build the Palooza now into every catalog. So there will be a mini holiday Palooza, and then there'll be a spring mini Palooza, and then we'll back to the annual catalog Palooza. So we're adding that in. So that's awesome. Hi, Sue Deppis. Hi, Mary Lemke. Hello, Snowy Mom. Hi, Hilden L. Hi, Pat Settle. If we want a past class, do we order through Carissa or just you? So how it would work, you guys, if you want a past class, so Carissa doesn't always have the most visibility to the past classes. So I think the safest answer to that, Pat Settle, is to email both of us on the same email. I would hate for you to email me and then somebody else to email her, and I know what is available and I will reply to my person like instantly, where Carissa might not reply to the email for a day or 2 days or even 3 days potentially of what she has going on in her life. So by the time she might get the email, you won't have a chance if I've already offered it to somebody else or guaranteed it to somebody else. If there's multiple of the class available, no problem, right? But when it gets down to 1 or 2. So in that case, the email addresses, I would send them to both Christine at cardsbycrispy.com and the cbcenroll@gmail.com. I'd rather you email both, because whoever will get to it first will respond first, right? So I don't think that you have to worry about too much about overlap. Now, normally I do these past classes, this section of the video at the back end of the future classes that are coming up in July. And then what people will do is when they send their order to CBC Enroll or Christine at cardsbycrispy.com, if they'll include a list, and they can include it in their list. So I did mention, I think on Friday, that for now people could email, just put both on copy. If it's not too much work for you guys, just put both on copy. She's got a lot going on in her life, and I don't want to, and I do too. So between the two of us, we'll capture everything. So hopefully that helps. Just, I would say send it to both, and then we'll make sure we don't miss it. So yay, good question though. All right, I do also have, these are my samples of the ribbon share that we did and the paper share. So this is a paper share that you could get without the cards, and the paper was $59 for a sampling of all the sheets and 2 of the treat boxes or the suitcases. I believe that the ribbon was $29. Now, if you're on my team, the Be Happy Stampers, I do give a team discount, a reduced price. I think I take $4 off of the DSP, and I take $1 off of this, which is about the 20%. Oh, actually, it might be $2. I'll have to look. So if you're on my team and you're interested in this, just know that I have team pricing for the ribbon and the DSP. And so I'm looking for a few more people for both, if anybody's interested, that I can make it work. So that is the ribbon and the DSP shares. I do also have, and I showed this off last Friday, but just in case anybody's still looking, I do have somebody that had wanted the holiday mini catalog DSP sampler, and I held it for them. You guys are gonna laugh at me, but I held it from October all the way through last week or 2 weeks ago, and I thought, you know what, they're not gonna want it. So I'm putting it out there because I know there are people that are looking for the samplers from the past, that helps them make a collection. And this is the paper from the holiday mini catalog. So if you still have that paper and you like working with it, this is a great little reference tool to have. So I have 1 from the holiday mini catalog. I have maybe 10 left from the spring mini catalog that featured the beautiful bokeh and some other of all that spring mini catalog papers. And then for the annual catalog, I have, I don't know, about a dozen maybe left. So I'm going to keep talking about these because I definitely do get new people that are watching and following me, and they don't know I do these kind of things, and they're a great reference tool, especially if you do classes or if you invite people over to stamp with you and you like to show them different papers that they can work with. So I do have 1 holiday, I have spring, and then I have the annual catalog available. And that, I'll show that off. I usually show that DSP sampler off when I am having classes. So, all right, I have here also from my Winter Creative Escape that was held in January. I have the goodie bag that's with this, which included the DSP, it included the embellishments, and it included the ribbon, a prize patrol which you used in your projects. It was 9 card kits, and then we had your exclusive button that goes with that. And then the 9 cards featured all the different products from the spring mini catalog and some online exclusives that launched since January. So this was our Winter Creative Escape. And this also gives you access, by doing this event, it gives you access to the Facebook group that is available to those that register and pay for it. It includes 8 creative presentations, creative presentation file. There was a little Kleenex packet in here. And then I also, the attendance gift on this one was this little awesome Bluetooth speaker, which we have on here. When it lights up, there's a little bee that lights up. So it was super cool. So you can listen to your classes or your YouTube videos, anything you want to, any music. anywhere you go with this little guy. So that was a Winter Creative Escape. And so that is available as well to anybody who's looking for that. There's a PDF tutorial for all the classes. All right, now I have here, so the order-based class from April was called, or is called Twisted in Time. And there are 4 cards. In the packet, you actually get six 6x6 sheets of designer series paper. So there was enough to do some envelope flaps as well. This one, all you need is a sentiment and some background stamp for behind on that vanilla piece. This one, you did need some tree stamps. So we give you the piece of vanilla and you would need to make a tree somehow if you don't have the Twisted in Time stamp set. But you would need some green ink and some brown ink and a sentiment. And we made it look like a picture hanging on a wall. And then the Let Your Faith Be Bigger Than Your Fears. Now again, you could put any sentiment in there. So all you needed, it was some espresso ink and a sentiment for that one. This is Tyler's, one of his favorite cards. And you could, again, a lot of these cards are universal that you could use them for any occasion. And that one we stamped Happy Birthday, but you could do whatever. And this one is a gatefold. So it looks like that. And that was order-based only. The class was in April, but I think that I have like 11 of them left as well, or 10. So we might look at switching this class maybe on a quarterly basis. I think that's what we should do. When we go into the next quarterly order-based class, if I still have any left from the previous one, we could convert them. The reason we have been doing the order-based classes is because it helps Diane and I finish our quarters as strong as we possibly can. We both appreciate orders, and orders are what helps us build up our sales and gets us the commissions on orders. And so we do 4 classes a year that are order-based. And so this new one that's coming up, I showed it off last week. It's the Beautiful Gallery order-based class. And so we're already going in. You guys, can you believe it? It's already June 30th today. So we have the next quarterly order-based class next week. Yeah, it is. It's the 8th. So it's a week from tomorrow. And so any orders that you submit today through next week, and then, if there's any left afterwards, they would be with an order. Now, there is a team perk for being on the Be Happy Stampers. If you want to pay for the class, we give the team members the opportunity to pay for the class. So then if you're not on if team members will also want to pay for or place an order to get it for free, they can absolutely do that, but we give them the option. So this is the Twisted in Time order-based class. And then, let's see here, let me get that back in here. Hi, Catherine Healy. I did lose my chair. I sure did. Oh yeah, he kind of is the king on the throne right now, that my little kitten. All right, so that's the Twisted in Time. I am seeing one sale-a-bration Hoorah Raw class here, but I'm hesitant on showing that because in my book, I don't believe I have a spot available. I think that this might be somebody's and I need to just pull it, so I won't even show that one. Then I have here, from January, there is a Fun Folds class. It was the Kellogg launch class from January. And that one, I have maybe 8 left of this. They were all fun folds, right? So that fold, and this was a cool fold that went up like that. And then this was an easel card like that with a matching envelope. And then our mushroom card. And so that went like that. So I have about 8 left of those Fun Folds class. And that one you could pay for, or you could get it free with an order. And I'm not going to go through all the prices on stuff. I guess what you guys can do when you look at the past classes available, everything has it referenced. So this is the Fun Folds launch class, and it's a 4-card class. So you'd come down to 4 or 5-card classes, and you'd look for the catalog launch Fun Folds. And when you click on this, it takes you into all the information on the class. And then you can catch the replay by clicking here, which takes you to YouTube. But it has here the pricing in the body here. And just know it says, oh, check for availability if after 12/31. Well, if it's listed in the past classes, or if I'm showing it to you right now and I have kits, then you don't really, it should be relatively here. So, all right, so there's that one. And, oh man, I have here a sweet class that was from February called Floral Delight. This, hi Jean Beal. It was 4 cards. It was free with an order, or you could purchase this one. It was very bright and cheerful with our yellows and blues and browns and greens, and basically needed sentiments for this one. You didn't really need to have stamps at all. We generally have the motto of buy what you love and use what you have when it comes to card classes with us. So as long as you have some stamps and inks, you should be relatively set. For this one, it is the With You in Mind Let's Just Stamp, which was in February. I'm so sorry, it was in March. I saw lots of 2s. It was in March. And I believe I have 2 left of that one. And so that one, you would need some sentiments, and we splattered a little bit. But that's what this guy looks like. Lots of purpleliciousness going on for that one. And so we're down to 2. Hi, Brenda Loveless. Long time no see. I definitely agree on that. All right. So there's that. With You in Mind, Let's Just Stamp. Now, the July monthly class, I have this many, which is probably about 10 if I had to guess. On this one, it was Hip Hip Hooray and You're the Best. And thanks so much for the sentiments we used, but you could use any other sentiments. And we needed some dragonflies and some splotchy background stuff going on. And this one used clouds. So that one is free with an order, or you could purchase it. July monthly class from 2024. So that's going on a year now. All right, this one was the May Sweet class, featuring botanical textures. There's about 7 left of this one, maybe 6. And there was a stamp on the back here, the circular stamp, and then we have sentiments. Primarily using espresso ink on this one, and then using a couple focal images. That was a focal image, and that circular thing was a focal image. And then it was kind of more manly, right? You got your browns and your blacks, and so they make great birthday cards, or even a sympathy card for that one. And I've got about 7, 8. This was a fee-based, or you could place an order to get it for free. This guy right here was the sweet class for the month of December. It's called Regal Winter, and you did need flowers for this one. Some sort of flowery stamps, and you could probably have made this card and not put all the flowers on it, and it would have looked nice too. So this is where it's like, be creative. If you don't necessarily have these stamps, could you use other flowers, or could you add something else on the corner? This one you just needed a sentiment. This one, there were flowers on the side and some foliage, and then a sentiment. And then this one again was a couple flower heads here. But I think you could definitely do this card without putting those on and get by with the sprigs that we had die cut for you. So that one was free with an order, or you could pay for it. Those were 2 sweet classes. Sorry, did I wake you up? I'm so sorry, buddy. Man, it was so loud. All right, May, we had the monthly class available yet too. There was maybe 6 left of this one. May monthly featured Storybook Gardens, or Storybook Garden Patch, I think. That's the patch one. You needed a sentiment on that one. On this one, we used the Sunset Sailing, or Sunrise Sailing. The class is striking in person. Thank you. Definitely, all the cards are always more striking in person. I can't deny that, you guys, at all. You needed a marker here for coloring your hull on your boat on that one. So congratulations, was stamped in Secret Sea. And then we made a baby card for you that you could have welcome little one, or congratulations. It could be for a baby shower. And so that one was the monthly one. It was free with an order, or you could pay for it. This one, quite a few of this one for December. You guys took off the month of December, I think. And so I ended up with quite a few of this one. Now I think this class is the Poised Peony. Somebody, or a few people, made a great suggestion last month of using some of these cards, giving a card kit free for the door prizes that I do. And I think that this is the first one that I'm going to start working my way through, that as somebody, when I do the drawings for the door prizes, that I will start to give away one of these cards as the prize. So I think that this is the first one I'll work at with that. That was a great suggestion, because there's probably 15 of them left. So this one, you did need some images. Something to stamp on that white piece with a sentiment, something to stamp on this white piece with a sentiment, same thing here. And what we used is the Poised Peony stamp set, but it could be anything. It wouldn't even have to be flowers, because these cards, if you take the flowers off, there's nothing on them otherwise that indicates that they need to be a flower card. So you have a blank palette to stamp whatever you want on these white pieces. All right, so that was Let's Just Stamp from December called Poise Peony, and it was free with an order, or you could pay for it. And that was Let's Just Stamp. Okay, sorry, Tigger, I'll try to be a little more quiet for you, buddy. Okay. All right, then from January, I also have a sweet class called Hearts of Elegance, which featured these 4 cards. It was either fee-based or you could place an order to get it for free. So they were lovey-doveys. You could use them for Valentine's Day. You could have used them for anniversaries, wedding cards, and we had some pink, 1 pink, and the other 3 featured red, but lots of gold with that one. So it's called Hearts of Elegance. This one was the sweet class from November. It was called, or it is called Season of Elegance. So you needed a sentiment here, some sort of ink to help highlight the back to see the trees. This one, there were trees stamped back here in Mossy Meadow and then a sentiment, but you don't have to use trees. You could have a big sentiment right there as well and then forget that little bit there. Hi, Joy Moody. This one a sentiment, and then this one was a sentiment, and this was my favorite one out of that class. But this one was cool because it was a gift card holder. So when you open it this way, you could stick a gift card or check or cash in there. All right, so that one was called Season of Elegance. It was free with an order, or you could purchase that one as a fee-based class. This guy is the monthly class, and it was from last year, the February monthly class of last year. And I'm missing a card. Let me think about this. It was, so we had this guy. Oh, it was the sunset card. I found that somewhere. I think this box flipped on me, and that card, I found it next to it. Okay, that makes sense. There's one more card, and it was a forest with sunsetty from the Grassy Groves, I believe. So on this one, there was a sentiment, and then the spriggy thing here. This one, you got one or the other. We kitted them up either using the coral theme or the pool party theme, and so it was one or the other. And then it was a sunset card. You guys, if you watched me do the craft roulette from a couple weeks ago, the ink blending is just like I did for that one. But there's one more card here, and it's a 3-card class. Either pay for it or it's free with an order. This one, you guys, this one's getting to be a little bit older too. It was the monthly class of 2024, so it's about a year now. Ooh, I lie. It's 2023's August monthly class. Okay, so this one features Little Dreamers and timeless arrangements, maybe, and then the Gone Fishing. So there was a sentiment, and then a dude of some sorts to go on the side here. There's flowers on here, and then the seaweed where the fish was designer series paper. So this also has a background that was stamped to make it look like seaweed back there. So that was either free with an order or you could purchase that one. Okay, so that's August of 2023. I did have some of the In Color Retirement from just this year, where the Moody Mauve, the Copper Clay, the Pebbled Path, the Boho Blue, and the Wild Wheat retired. And these were awesome because you got a piece of designer series paper so you could decorate the envelope. And it was either the designer paper that had the flower leafies on it or the dots. And some had stripes and some had the other pattern was on the back of it. So, but it came with a mat. So that's why you can see all this color here, is because we had a little piece of designer paper that everybody could do their envelopes. Okay, so that one, there's a bunch of those from the In Color Retirement. And set that there. So this was the Let's Just Stamp Changing Leaves. And I'm seeing only one here. And I got to make sure I pulled one for Judy Bobo, because she just told me she wanted this class. And so I got to make sure I pull that. And if I didn't, that's Judy Bobo. So I may or may not have the Changing Leaves available. So that one I'll have to do a little research before I confirm. This is the Let's Just Stamp from October of 24, so last October. And it featured the Regal Flora. Oh, that goes in here. I was wondering why that was loose in here. I think I didn't have it when I went to put the card together originally. And it doesn't really necessarily need it, but we needed flowers for these. And we did them, we were just coming out of the Wounded Warrior, and we did red, white, and blue for this. And so that one was more blue, that one was more red, and that was a combination of them. But I bet you could definitely make these cards without them being florally, and they would work great. All right, so that was Regal Flora. It was order-based, or you could buy this one. It could be fee-based. Hello, Julie. All right, so that was, let's just stamp Regal Flora. Then I had the Artful Amaryllis. That was from November of last year. And with this one too, it's a let's just stamp. So we designed it in a way that whatever you wanted to stamp on that vanilla piece and this white piece, it would work. It's a blank palette for you. And these two could be non-Christmassy because the patterns aren't really Christmassy and it's just green, it's just red, where this one was a little more Christmassy. But depending on what the back side of that designer paper looked like, you could potentially, well, but you do have red and green. So that one was more Christmas colors. So that one was fee-based, or you could place an order to get it for free. Hey, I'm still going to stuff that little leaf back in there. All right, so that's that box. And here we have a bunch of ink paper scissors that are available. So this was the beautiful Boca ink paper scissors. So with ink paper scissors, it's fee-based only. You can never get ink paper scissors free with an order. It includes product. It includes ribbon, gems, and a quarter pack of designer series paper. This one was cool because that flipped. Oh, no, that wasn't the one I'm thinking of. Hang on. Oh, I'm thinking of this purple one. Here, I'll show you it. This is a regular A2 size card. This one is 2. What I was trying to do was open this up so we can show you that the way we cut that. And then there was an inside as well with a double mat. So a lot of these, the ink paper scissors, we definitely double mat them. And then we did a shaker card. So with this one, you guys got a pot of those sequiny things. All right, so that was beautiful Boca ink paper scissors. And I have to market ink paper scissors. And with this one, it's that time of year again where the produce is plentiful or bountiful. I was trying to merge those two words together in my head. And you didn't need to have this stamp set at all. All you needed was a scissors. And I know if you're not a big fussy cutting fan, you might not have been so excited, but all of this stuff is part of your designer series paper that's in the kit. And you would just cut out the produce and flowers you wanted. I used Blackberry Bliss on these 3 cards, and then this one used Espresso. So very cool. So you got some of that basic beige ribbon, and then on this one was the gems. Oh, Mama's calling me. All right. And I realize now I didn't put gems on this one. Oops, missed that. Okay, it's okay. It's my sample cards. Then I have the Good Feelings Game Night. And this was not last July. I think it was the July before. And it was featuring that Kiddin' Around designer series paper. I just used the back side that didn't have the little kids on it. And I did a peacock with the old olive, azure with pool party, the moody mauve, the berry burst, and then I love this yellow and black one with the kind of sunshiny to me. And all you needed on this one were sentiments. And so we have, I think, maybe 8 left of this one. So that was the Good Feelings Game Night. And then for the a little bit festive Stamp-A-Stack. Now, we are getting to be in July, and you can start thinking about Christmas in July. The a little bit festive Stamp-A-Stack, I have 7 left. And it includes a pack of a little bit festive designer series paper, the gold gems, some red ribbon, and the gold cording, or this gold like thread. And it was kits to make the 14 cards, and it was super cool putting this one together. So all the YouTube videos for all these classes that I'm showing you are already done, and they're in my channel. And what's happening is, it's a lot of people, that one, they love this one with the truck. So what happens is all of these classes are actually available with a kitted form yet. So if anybody is interested, you can definitely reach out to me and let me know through CBC Enroll or my email address what classes you're interested in. Now, Stamp-A-Stacks are always fee-based as well. They're not free with an order. This one, I believe, was $68 or $65 with shipping, right? So it's usually like $50 or $55 plus $13 for shipping because we ship the big paper pack. And with a lot of these classes, if you're consolidating, so at the moment, like the price includes with shipping, But if you're gonna get, let's say 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 classes, you're looking through this and you're like, oh man, I want a bunch of classes. If you send a list of what you want, I will reduce the shipping on all the classes except for the core one. The first one is always regular pricing, and then after that it's reduced shipping. So that helps too. Okay, so I have maybe 3 left of this. This was December of 23. It's called Masterfully Made ink, paper, scissors, and it included the 3 combo pack ribbon of the pink, the blue, and the yellow, and it included the sequindies and then the Masterfully Made designer paper. And you really only needed sentiments and some background focal, like some backgroundy stuff here. So, and it was the fracking technique on that one and the pinwheel. It was really cool. So that was Masterfully Made. And then from February of last year, of 24, we had Forever Love, which was very wedding-esque cards. So you needed a sentiment, and a background stamp. This was a gatefold that opened like this. I mean, it is wedding season, I think. There were some flowers up here that you would need to stamp, and you could also leave them off, and it looked fine without them. And then this one was really pretty. So a lot of gold-inspired cards here. So you need some wedding cards. That would be a great class to get. And then I have the Season of Chic. I think I'm getting down to 1, maybe 2 of this one. It had some of the curvy, wavy ribbon, and it was a snowflakey one, a flower one. This was the autumn fall one, and then there was the seashell one, and this guy was a card on a card. So it was really cool. It tucks into that little corner here. Just like that. All right, so that was called Season of Chic. Again, getting down there on that one. Then I've got these 2 back here, which are the All About Autumn, which was 8 cards. And there was paper left over to do some envelopes. And we did these in pairs. So there were 4 patterns or designs, and then 2 cards for each, but using different paper. So these were the pair of cards that was really pretty, just simple, easy cards, right? Because all the designer series paper speaks for itself. These 2 are the gatefolds. So the belly band comes off and it opens up, and you've got a pattern on the inside, which was really cool. So it opens like that. So I've got a plethora of this available. I think there's at least 20 of this class. All right, so those 2 were that pair. These were really cool too. So we actually did not leave a margin on the outside of these. We let the whole, as much designer series paper show as possible. So it was just such pretty paper. And then that's the partner to this one. So these were kind of paired up together. All you need are sentiments for this entire class. And this was the puzzle card. So I think Susan Campfield had just done these, and so I cased her layout and then just changed it up with different paper. And then on the back, I got that. So this is the 8 pieces of the puzzle, and then this was the 4-piece puzzle that opened like that, like that. So we're getting into fall again. Like, it's sad to say because it's almost July, so fall is kind of like the next season on the docket, and it's right around the corner. So a great little class here to help get some fall cards ready for you. This was, again, another ink, paper, scissors. And then this is Iconic Celebration. This one, I have 2 left. I know, I just looked at it. So this was back from October's ink, paper, scissors. And it was there was a bonus card. There were 2 bonus cards, because normally ink, paper, scissors is 4, but we did 6 on this. And this one was an afterthought. I had to beg Diane to do this one because we had the paper. So we thought, well, let's design a card with the paper. So we made this Iconic Celebration be the wedding card. And then we had a Christmas card. And then we had a Valentine's Day card, but we made it sending thanks and much love, right? So you could use this year round. It wouldn't have to be for Valentine's Day. You can see here I haven't even glued my envelope flaps on, you guys. I kind of got slackering on that. And then autumn card or Thanksgiving card. This was the New Year's card, the fireworks in the middle here. And then this last one was a Happy Holidays, which was another wintry card. So Iconic Celebrations was really cool because you got 6 cards. And it was that 6x6 paper, and you got those sparkly gems. I always call those gemmies, but the sparkly gems, and then you got the twine. All right, so that was that ink, paper, scissors. So let me just flip these all back in here. Got through that box. I have about 4 more boxes yet, guys. So we're getting there. All right, so that can go here. Move you. so I can get out of here. Kind of like boxed myself into this area. All right, so then I've got here the Otter class. So the Otter class was the order-based class from January, and you can see the some I have left. And the cards looked like this. There was enough to do your envelope flaps. You did not need anything besides sentiments because the otters were part of the designer series paper. And each kit had the ribbon it needed and the gems it needed. And so just different sentiments and ink colors and then adhesive to put these guys. So again, this was the order-based class, but you could purchase it now if you wanted because it is from January. So we're marking it as available with a purchase or fee-based, whichever you want it to be, right? So that's how many I've left of that guy. All right, you can go up here. Oh, Tigger, oh, big yawn. All right, then I have, this was the monthly class from March, just this last March. There was the umbrella card. There was the religious cross card, and it could be a sympathy card, a thinking of you card, a confirmation card, right? It could be a baptism card, right? So it's the religious card. And then on this one, there was the memorable blooms, and this could be a very versatile card too. It could be for almost anything. And we just use white embossing powder with the Versamark to put some color on that peach pie strip. So that was the monthly class for March. It was fee-based, or you could place an order to get it for free. And then in this one, also I have the April monthly class. So there was the lobster card, and you just need a sentiment. This one you needed a sentiment that says anything on it that you really want in old olive, and then the Dino card. We needed something to stamp here, so everybody got a white piece of paper, and you could, if you don't have a dinosaur, you could also use something else on here because you've got grass and rocks and clouds. You could put some other kind of animal or critter there. So that was fee-based or order, whatever you want for the monthly class. This guy was my last little lonely soldier, and it's hard because I gotta print the thing for it. This is Rose's Technique Club class from March. It was Memorable Blooms. And the thing with these is I don't make her cards here. And if we're wondering what this looks like, oh, I don't even have it on here. If I am correct, it was March's Technique Club class, which is this one, I think. And nope, it must have been April's then. And April, she did class here. Nope, that's not it. Let's think about where did she have... But it's right here, and I just gotta flip up. There. Yes, this is it. So I gotta get this one added. I have one left, and it's her Technique Club class. So it was really cool. This was a whitewash technique that she featured, and there's the 3 cards. You can kind of see the close-ups for this. So I think I have this one available, and it comes with this for your binder, and then a card that goes on the top. That this isn't the right one, but a card that looks like this that goes on the top that you put in your binder. And after a while, you get a whole collection of different techniques in for your binder. That was the Memorable Blooms from, it must have been April. So that is still available. Again, I'll print off the thing. I don't know why I was one short. So, but that's okay. It wasn't purchased at the moment. All right, so that's that bucket. Then I have a little more. So, this was from just in June, actually. We were short on the Scenic Adventures, so we made 12 more, and now after making 12 more, we still have 6 left. And it was the camping inspired. So this one you just needed a sentiment and some sort of spots for your moon and the sand. And everything else is die cut. For this one, a sentiment and spots for the moon. This was some clouds and a sentiment. And then this one was just a sentiment that goes in the inside. So this one we ended up with 6 left. And now this you're not going to find out here because I'm in the process of updating the stuff from June yet. So I know we have 6 of this one available. And then I also have from Rose's Technique class in June that she just did this class last week on the 26th. I think it's that guy right there. Again, I got to add it. She originally had it here. It was originally supposed to be the week of the 19th, but she went on her sister's trip. So it's the Notes and Totes Technique Club class. And so there were 3 Notes and Totes cards. And so this one's still available. And the feature that she had was the faux suede here. So I have one of those available. Should probably put that in with this other guy. All right, and then in this box, I have two sweet classes. This is the sweet class from March. That was the birthday celebration one. So there were 4 cards, fee-based or order-based. I'm getting to the point 2 with Rose's class. So Rose's class is order-based only, but I have a few from last year, and I would say anything from March or prior. If I have anything left, I would put those for purchase versus having to order them as well. So I think that's what I'll do is I'll set a threshold of the 3 months, and then after 3 months we can convert them to fee-based. So that Memorable Blooms one from April, we're not quite there yet, but anything from March or prior, I'll move that stuff into the 3-card class, and then it's fee-based or order-based. So I think that'll help. And then this one was from April. This was the Storybook Moments. This included, like, well, you really didn't need anything but sentiments on this and some ink for stamping your, or like blending your backgrounds. So little chipmunk dudes, little bunnies. That one was just not crazy die cutting for my die cutters. So hi, Carolyn Ketchmark. So fee-based, or you could place an order to get that one for free. And I probably have maybe 8 left of that one. All right, I have just, I think, 2 more boxes left. And let's see here, bring these over. So this one I have from August of last year. There are 2 left. It's my We All Live in a Yellow Submarine card. And then a Gone Fishing and Seaside Wishes, I think. So a sentiment, and a fish. That's a stamp right there. And this one you just needed a sentiment on. So there's just a couple left of that one. This one too, this is my January monthly class. This is another one I'm going to start using for prizes, I think. I have too many left of this one. So again, that was a great idea from last month. I'll work through the one and then I'll work on this one next. And so this was January's monthly class. Included growing, I don't, grow together maybe. The heart-shaped Hugs and Kisses. And these were more Valentine's Day-y, and then this was a more universal one for whatever you needed it for. So again, there's a lot left of that one. It was fee-based or free with an order, same with this one. And then I've got here the Let's Just Stamp from January. It was the Zinnia one. And you do need floral or focal images for this one to stamp, and then color. So we have found that the more that you need for stamps, that it makes it harder for the classes to move, I think. So you can see this is very intense on stamping and then coloring. And this one was free with an order, or you could pay for that one. And then this last guy, let me get you right there. This last one was called the Memorable Blooms Let's Just Stamp, which we did in February. And you needed sentiments and stamps, focal images. On this one, we used the focal image twice, and then we used the flower there. And so that's what we had for that. Was fee-based, or you could get it free with an order. And not as many with this one. There was maybe 8 left, or 6, 7, something like that. All right, let me just look around, see if I missed anything, because I always end the video, and then I'm like, oh man, I forgot to tell you or show you guys that. Tagar, I see what you're doing, buddy. Yes, kitten. All right, one moment, guys. He got up from his seat, so I got my chair back. So let me move this out of Tigger, buddy. I know you got a twitchy tail. All right, da-da-da-da-da. Tigger, I'm gonna boot you out of here, buddy. So the team, for my grandma's passing a couple weeks ago, the team really came together and they got me an amazing, beautiful floral arrangement, and it's sitting on the table over there. And so I just caught him over there wanting to eat it, right, buddy? Okay, so we went through a bunch of past classes. From an event perspective, I do not have any of the Stampin'. There, we'll leave him here so you guys can see him. It's like I got him like locked around his head here. I don't have any of the Stampin' Find the Sun left. That one is a total gone. The Palooza we just talked about, there are a few left through Amanda. I know I've already got 4 people signed up, I think, or 3 or 4 with her, which is awesome to help her out. Buddy, you got the biggest booger in your eye. Oh my goodness, kitten. Hi, Mimi. We have the Winter Creative Escape from an event perspective. I did start to publish the Autumn Creative Escape, you guys. That is coming up in September. And for those that are interested in joining me for that, if you go to my events calendar, the first day of the event, I already have it published. And that means that you could go ahead and already get registered for that. Let me show you. I know it's a little bit of ways, but in here under events, if you go to September 18th, I have the first day already out here. So you guys can find information on here, and you can already click here to go to the registration form to get signed up, okay? And then after you sign up and after you have made payment, then you're eligible to get into the private Facebook group that I have for it. So just know that that is out there. That's kind of like what's on the radar next for us. I've got a little lull. Doesn't feel like a lull. Tagar body. See him? He's that whole yellow thing over there. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna drop it down. Just like, hang on 1 second. Because they can't eat this stuff. Because there's lilies in there, buddy. And we don't need you getting sick and puking and throwing up on me, right? Come on. Sorry, buddy. Okay, last thing we need is a puking kitten that ate some lilies, right? Okay, so there's I don't know about, I wouldn't say a lull, but I have a moment here between events where we have the next thing really from a big event perspective on the radar is the Autumn Creative Escape, which is in September. And then we've got a little time in between, then the Wounded Warrior starts it's November 1st. So we're gonna start working for that later. I did start on the back end of my emails. When you guys look at emails from me, the one that I just sent today about the July monthly class, oh, that's really big, hang on. Oh, there we go. So I always got the cover photo, information about the class, and then how to RSVP. Here's the website event, here's the Facebook one, here's the YouTube, so that's all there. And then I've got how you can place orders to get classes for free and making sure you have me as your person. And then want creative content, I've got that next, where you can get tutorials or in the Inspiration Hive. And then how you can get team information about clicking here to find out how to join the team if you aren't a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator already. And you guys, did anybody catch this? That I've got Bigger Tigger in here? Did anybody even see that? Because I have on here, join my team and be part of something bigger, like Tigger. And it was Tyler's idea. Tyler's just like, he's part of your team. He's like your mascot. So I'm curious if anybody even noticed if Tigger made it into almost every one of my emails now. And then down here at the very end, I've got navigation station. What, where, when, how much. And so these are for the things that are on the radar that are coming or maybe past, but I still have available, like product shares, the DSP sampler, the Autumn Creative Escape, and the Wounded Warrior Project. The other thing I'm going to add in here is the Radically Retro Swap Party. I'll put that link in here too. I just realized that right now. I should probably have that in here because I do have that's coming up in October. So those would be like the things on the radar, and then that's the end of the email. So I have this stuff at the back end baked into the end of every email. It doesn't change very often, but just be aware that this stuff is always here at the end of every email. And then 2, I get people asking for my address a lot. And it's always in every email right here, Cards by Christine, 575 East 11th Street. So it's in every email that comes from Cards by Christine, which is my Squarespace website. So that's another thing that I have. Emails come from 2 different places for me. You might email the Christine at cardsbycrispy.com, but you get a response from me at chrismbertram@msn.com. That's my more personal one that I've used for the last 25 years. And so it's hard for me to get into the other one because everything goes into the one. And you guys know what it's like. Managing more than 2 email addresses is a lot of work. So, all right. Can you show the Palooza paper pack, please? I sure can. And then, hi, Anna Carter. Better late than never. I can't have flowers in the house. Abby loves them just like Taylor. Oh, yeah. And they were fine when they were really fresh. My parents enjoyed them for a few days, and then they brought them here so that the team could come and and Kelly was here, we could enjoy them here. And now that they're starting to get dried out and flaking, then now they're wanting to get into them. So, all right, let me drop this down so I can show Mary Lemke the paper pack. So I have Leslie McMinn's here. And there's 2 packs for this. This was the pack. So Amanda Walhart designed 10 of the cards. I designed 11 of the cards. So these were kitted up in groups. So this is cards 1 through 10. This was cards 11 through 21. And how we set it up is there's an envelope and then designer series paper. Envelope, designer series paper. Envelope, designer series paper. And so this envelope goes with this paper. This envelope goes with this paper, and so on. And we also put it that each piece of paper that was used for the card was generally what was used. It was right on the top. We tried to. I think we missed it 1 or 2 times. But all right. Mimi said she missed the July showcase while she was in Indiana. Well, you can definitely catch up tonight like you said you would. Yes, perfect. And then on the back end here too, don't forget that I have your ruler there. So I hope that helps, Mary Lemke. All right, so what else? Oh, paper pumpkins. I was just looking back here. I think I found a home for the, somebody emailed me in the since over the weekend. So the Daisy Daydream is gone. I think, it was either Carolyn Ketchmark or Kathleen Ketterman. You girls are in my head at the same time all the time, it seems. So it was one of you, you two, but it's gone. It's pretty much gone. I think I have some May paper pumpkins and a couple June paper pumpkins too from a past perspective. And then also the July pumpkin is going to be, oh, I have to email about that too. Okay, so I thought I was doing pretty good on my emails, and all of a sudden I'm like realizing, oh, I think I have 3 or 4 classes to email about. Extraordinary Flora, I didn't show that, but I think I don't have any of that left. If I do, there's going to be an email. There was an email for Extraordinary Flora. My thing with Extraordinary Flora, this card class that we just did for Let's Just Stamp in June, and also Celebratory Sips, which was the ink, paper, scissors for last week. You guys, once I get through and can verify if I have any left, if you're looking for that class, it would be best to check the past classes first before reaching out to me. Otherwise, it's an email that I'll probably, if you just wait till probably Thursday or Friday to check the past classes on those 2 classes, that would help me, because I still need to get through. I only had 1 or 2 left, and I feel like they are gone. And if you just check back on Thursday or Friday for the past classes, you'll see if it's there or not. And if it's not there, then you just know it's not. So that would help me. What else here? Don't forget to give a thumbs up. Yep, perfect. Thanks, Anna. And let's see here. So we have the 4th of July coming up, you guys. I do not have a live scheduled for Thursday night, the 5th. I will probably put a scheduled post out there with a link to a past class. So that might be one that I have some availability of here that says, hey, I've got kits available for this class. Let me know if you're interested, and then here's the class. So that's probably what's going to happen on Thursday the 5th. That's also what's going to happen on the 12th. We moved game night from the 12th. Sorry, you guys, I'm looking at June. Hang on here. I'm looking at June here. So one moment, please. Reverse those dates. We're not having a live on the 3rd, which is Thursday, and we're not having a live on the 10th because the 10th game night got moved to the 24th. All right, so let's get back on track, you guys. So no lives, so normally my lives are on Thursday nights, so I don't have class on Thursday the 3rd or the 10th, and I will post some videos that will air at 6 o'clock each night. So in case you're looking for something to watch that time, you can always check the Facebook post to see if it's a class you haven't seen yet. I do have on the radar, July 7th is going to be Mystery Card Night. I will make that happen regardless of where I'm at with Jolene. I haven't had much correspondence with Jolene since her power went out for 5 days. And so just for those people who are looking for the ink, paper, scissors and the Technique Club class, PDF tutorials, or the Palooza tutorials, or the creative presentation, we're 4 backed up for June on the tutorials. Again, it was ink, paper, scissors, Rose's Technique Club class, the Paper Palooza, and also the creative presentations from the Stampin' Fun in the Sun. All of the videos are done. You guys can watch the class. It's just the paper copy is not there yet. So just know that if you email me asking for it, I might not respond until it's available. And then I'll say, yep, it's out there now, okay, versus responding to you that it's not available. So you'll definitely, if you generally see emails from me, normally, you'll see an email when it is available, because I will email it to all the attendees, and then I also email my team saying that it's in the Inspiration Hive. So once I have it, it will be out there. Hello, Margene and Kari and Debbie. Yay. I sent Kelly the stamps for that paper pumpkin. That is why you are thinking of me. Yes, Carolyn Ketchmark. That is absolutely correct. And Kelly, I gave them to her last week. So she was very happy. And you are right. It was Kathleen Ketterman then who asked for the refill kit. So very good. You two are in my mind, soul sisters. You don't know each other, but there are people that come into my life at the same time. And something is similar about them. Usually a name like Kathleen Ketterman. No, sorry. Carolyn Ketchmark and Kathleen Ketterman. You guys, you have no idea how many times my helpers confuse your names on the piles, and I have to always triple check everything to make sure we've got you correct. So, and I've got a couple other gals like that are like that. So very similar names, but not the same. All right. So I think we went through almost everything. Again, I'm not going to be live with you guys now until wow. I'm just looking at the calendar. It's the 17th. Is when I will be live with you guys again for the monthly class. I did move Share, Create, Inspire from the 16th to the 23rd. I have a Burgers and Beignet class on the 23rd, and I'm looking at doing the Share, Create, Inspire that morning so that I have all three of my classes on one day. And then that gives me the 16th for free for designing, so that it's not piecemealing a half a day here and a half a day here. Then I have the entire day on the 16th that I can work on designing for July classes. I'm sorry, August classes. And so just know that that moved. And that also gives either Janice or Jean Terwilliger some time to get their recipes back to me, because I don't have anything slated for July yet. So I thought the extra week will help. So just know that the Share, Create, Inspire got moved from the 16th at 1 to the 23rd at 10 a.m. So good. And I think that's good. So oh, you guys, so I'll make sure to schedule some posts out there for some videos that you guys can watch, and know that we're always also replaying the Tip Tuesdays and the Technique Thursdays, so that you can definitely still catch those that are airing or as replays. Those are good. So yeah, so 2 weeks, you guys. It's it's not even the first today. So we've got basically 17 days you guys really won't have lives. So I'm sorry. I just realized that right now. So I'm going to reach out to a Stampin' Up! Colleague of mine. She asked me if I would be a guest on her program. I'm going to see what she has on the 10th. If she doesn't have anybody lined up on the 10th, I'll see if she can get me lined up to be her guest crafter. And she does it like a game show type thing. And so if I get in on that spot with her, maybe if I can, I don't know, we'll see one. So maybe, yeah, I can't the 3rd though. I am traveling. We are going to be going out of town on the 3rd through the 6th. We're going to see some fireworks in Tawnytown, Maryland, you guys. Our friends that we met out there 4 years ago, we're heading back to visit them, and we haven't seen them for 2 years, so it was an overdue trip to go visit them. So that's what's happening for us. And then we're going to go to Gettysburg on Friday, July 4th, and be part of the crazy that is going to go around town there. As Tyler is so excited to see a reenactment, and I'm along for the ride. And then to finish it off, we're going to Utz Pretzels, the retail store, on Saturday, July 5th, because we love Utz. I call them Oots, but they're Utz Pretzels. So we're going to go check out the Utz Pretzel store, and then we fly home on Sunday. So we've got a little getaway, and we're trying to make as much happen. I am trying to make as much happen in the next 2 days with a email and texting and correspondence and publishing everything for the month of July. That's my goal. So whatever I don't get done before I leave, you guys just know that I will be back at it on Monday the 7th. And I've got all that week to also work on correspondence with people before our mailing day on the 15th. So we got lots. Have you shown Happy Mail lately? Oh man, I haven't. And you know what? I was going to show Happy Mail last week, and class got longer. Ink, paper, scissors, I think took us till 8:30 or 8:45, and it was sitting next to me, and I just thought I don't have the energy or the like my mental capacity to go through it, and because it was a stack of that. And here's the deal: when I have my monthly class in July, that's 3 cards, and that generally doesn't take as long. And I will be honest with you, I have a stack this high. You guys were amazing with your support with cards for my grandma's passing. My mom and dad got a stack like this, and then I got a stack. And so what I'll do at the end of that video, we'll do our drawings for the month of June. So all the shares that Kelly's going to be back here on Wednesday, and she's going to pull all the names for SCI, mystery card, all the different drawings that we do every month. So just know you really have until the 1st at the end of the night for getting all your entries in, and then she's going to pull the information on Wednesday. And so I'll do those drawings on the 17th, and we'll do all the Happy Mail at one time. So it'll be there's probably 70 cards though, you guys, so be on the radar. Might get a little bit longer on the 17th then. So yay, thank you. And safe travel. Yes, we definitely will. We have direct nonstop flights from Milwaukee to DCA. Oh, I'm so happy about that. The last time we got hosed up in Chicago, another time we got hosed up in Charlotte. So I like direct nonstop flights. That really helps. Yeah, we were at Gettysburg 2 years ago, and we got to spend the day walking around, but Tyler's super excited to see the reenactments. So hopefully it's not as hot as it has been here, because it's been super hot and sweaty here. So hopefully it's not so crazy there. Okay, I think I got you guys all on board with what's going on. I'm going to make sure that this video, you guys, I'll send an email to with this link so that you guys can see that we did this one. And yeah, I think that we're good to go. The other thing, I just thought of this. I always like to share this too with you guys in case you're looking, if you're newer to me too. In the Beekeeper's Guide, I have my exclusive stuff that is available and my exclusive tools here. The cloth garbages that Annette Rollin makes for me, bow makers that my old babysitter, who I used to babysit as kids, makes for me. I've got ink erasers, adhesive erasers. These caddies are available for my team, the Be Happy Stampers, or if you're not on my team, they say Be Happy. And then I've got the little glue holders, and I've got some of these rulers that don't have this. I had to buy extra. So I do have these rulers available for $5 too. It does not, again, have this on the back, but it is an awesome little 6x6 ruler. So we added that to the Beekeeper's Guide this time. So all of these are also available if anybody would like to add that into any of their packages. And a reminder on the Beekeeper's Guide too, if anybody supports me in my business, a demonstrator is $50 or more, and customers is $100 or more since January, reach out to me so that I can help get you access to the Beekeeper's Guide. So good. Dolly. Well, we did it. All right. So yay. I told Annette that this video would take about a half hour, and you know me, guys, it always is long. It's always longer. So, but we had a lot of stuff to go through. I took my time. I did not try to go super fast. I know in the past I've gone super fast through some of these, but I really did try to go slow and precise and not like fly through a lot of the stuff. So, all right. All right, Kathy, we'll watch the replay. Wonderful. Okay, you guys. Well, I'm off to work on some more stuff. Hi, Deanne Dawn. Better late than never. You betcha. I'm off to work on some more stuff on my computer, and then until Tyler gets back, and then well, who knows? So, all right, you guys. Lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs to you. We'll see you on July 17th. Love you. Bye.